Alright, hello everybody, and welcome back. Today we have some more Pokemon pulsing time. Now if you remember, in the last episode, we took on the first gym challenge, which I still think that the cutscene for the gym challenge is immaculate, it's amazing. So now we have to continue. There was also those incidents with Team Cyclops, you know, those weird hooded dudes, but we're going to continue more of that storyline in this episode too, but first, let me just fast forward because I get lost for quite a while. So, yeah, be back in a sec. So on the way to the next city, I ended up stumbling upon this cave, and well, you know, when there's a chance to explore, I tend to take it, even if it leads me into the wrong direction, in which case, this time it did, because eventually I got to an area where it was really dark, and I said, you know what, we'll just come back when I get more HMs. Fun fact, you don't get HMs like you do in original Pokemon, you have to be given them at certain specific times. So, onward we go. Now as we enter the second city, it just so happens to be that we run into Evelyn and the second gym trainer. Now, are you noticing a pattern here? This happened once before already, but I'm only speculating. They tell us that Julius, who is the gym leader, is ready for the challenge, and not just that, Team Cyclops is after this diamond, which is not just any type of diamond, it's the diamond of willpower. They have to find the mayor, because the mayor just has it in his possession, I guess. So they go after the mayor, but not just that, they also find out that Flint went after this whole situation. Now, extra word, Evelyn says they have to move post haste, and with that, we move. But first, we get knocked the fuck into by Trinity. Now, if you don't remember, Trinity was one of the students that was in the college or whatever that I had explored into and battled. Twisting the story a little bit, Trinity says that she won the last battle when we all know the outcome of that. You lost. You and your pal lost. But anyway, she's gonna take on the gym before us and get the badge and yada yada yada. So now we have free reign to explore the town, and that's exactly what we do. Go ahead and find out that there's actually a sky view to this place. But first, I notice a building in the corner, and it's a botanist who gives us a squirt bottle. And that's cool, we can regrow plants. So I repay that kindness by stealing a revival herb in the corner. Then going back, I guess upstairs, to see the city from above, I help somebody cheat in gambling because I am just a bad person all the way around. And then I go to the Poke Center and I hear about this haunted house. So, obviously being the explorer that I am, I go to this haunted house and, you know, things started seeming weird. Chocolate! Alright, getting back on track, I do some exploring and I find this cave. And at first, I didn't really, you know, explore it, so I kind of just get to a certain point, and then I find out that it's better to just go back to see what I can and can't do. So I end up fully exploring this whole thing, and there's some things that I can't do, like I need to move a boulder, but since I'm a weak-ass little bitch and don't have strength, I can't do anything about it. I find a few of the raid dungeons, and I work on those because, you know, XP candies and this, that, and the third. So, all around, I do love the design of this game. I do love the fact that things are a lot different, and it's just not a rehash of old maps, that they give you something different and unique. The different cities that this game offers and the different, I guess, exploration options are just really, really outside of the realm of what I expected. I find an armorite dealer And at first, I didn't know how many I had, so I just kind of buy something small, not worth that much, and then onward to battling, which, I mean, the battling is the core of the game. You have to enjoy the battling to enjoy your time in Pokemon. And I do like that you can actually see the building of trust with your Pokemon. I think that's a cool feature to have that I really haven't seen with other ROM hacks of like games in this era, so it's nice to see. And I evolve Bell's final evolution. It is what it is. I used a Leaf Stone, yes, but don't worry, because I am going to get some of those old moves back. So I just needed something as a powerhouse since we were facing a lot of rock types. Then we meet with Evelyn and Julius. So basically we have to save the mayor. The mayor's just trapped in his house, so you know, there's time's limited because we have to face Team Cyclops and all of that. So what do? Well, we have to stop him, but first I see a whole lumber crew and I'm like, hey, that seems pretty cool. And then we battle because, again, I'm a bad person and the mayor can just wait until I'm done exploring. I mean, what's gonna happen? You get tied up for a little bit longer, you'll be alright. The cutscene hasn't played yet. So now, going to the mayor's mansion, we get told that the mayor has been moved. He's no longer being held within the house. No one can get a hold of anybody. It seems like all forms of communication have been down, and the mayor does know the location of the diamond. So things as we know it just turned completely on its head. So we have to go to this forest that's called the Grove of Resolution. And once there, we will find our answer. But first, I have to hatch an egg. So I'm walking like a maniac trying to hatch this egg because it says it's close to hatching. But finally, when I'm done screwing around, we continue this story and we see that the mayor is indeed being held captive by all of Team Cyclops, and we are conveniently high up in the corner. So we have to go into this grove and find our way through here. But there's also a haunting back trail to this forest, being that it is haunted by a Darkrai, which they kind of portray as a legendary in this game. So we have to fight through these snobs of Team Cyclops members, and as we traverse through the forest more, mist starts engulfing the entire area. Now, you know, I'm thinking, you know, her Pokemon are level 30, so I'm like, oh, we got a ways to go before I'm ready for any type of battle. So I spend a lot of time exploring and actually trying to level up my Pokemon. And it's a good thing that we got the EXP share at the beginning of the game, because that's going to make it a whole lot easier for stuff that's not really, you know, like I have a few Pokemon that aren't really strong to the types of Pokemon that are endured through here. But be that as it may, we continue on, and just then, before my very eyes, finally, I hatched that egg out. We continue on our journey through this forest. The mist grows thicker, grows larger, more in volume. But we still garner XP, and I still do the best that I can to go ahead and explore, so that this way we can just roam into this large battle, because you know it's going to be a header of a battle. We're going to be ending up fighting a boss status character, so I have to kind of make sure my levels are looking halfway decent. But when we reach a certain point after fighting so many Cyclops members, eventually, we are met with the Darkrai, who doesn't trust Team Cyclops and their intentions, but still trusts the main character, and it disperses the fog. We make it up to the summit, and that's when we hear about this plan, and why they really need the Diamond of Willpower, and its power. It's to summon in itself to grant any wish, and to just basically be a source of power for Team Cyclops and whatever their intent is, because they leave it pretty vague, and that's pretty much what they're supposed to do at this point in the story. I mean, they are the big bads, so we're not going to find out until later But we get told that that's what the lackeys were supposed to do. As they summon the Azelf, they disappear, and the mayor tells us that things are indeed not good, and they need to get a hold of their champion, so this way they have a fighting chance. So, what do we do next? Well, heal the Pokemon, go through the town in different places that I couldn't explore because Team Cyclops had everything occupied, aside from the mayor's house and the daycare. And it's amazing that nobody speaks on things that just happened. But, be that as it may, we go back to the gym and fight Trinity, who, again, lies about letting us win or whatever when we absolutely destroyed. So we prove that we are the better trainer once again. And it's going to take very many times, I can imagine, since I opened up the quest line now. And she walks away with her tail between her legs because we are just that good at being a trainer. So now, for the actual task that we have to do at hand, fighting the gym battle. And this one was so much fun. Okay, so the first one I had given its flowers because of how fun it was and how original it was. But this one ramps it up, and it basically is like a match room. So you have to pick out the differences between each room. The third room was the absolute hardest, so I just ended up fighting everything, and it worked in my favor because I just garnered as much experience as I could to get ready for this next battle at hand. And what's really cool is, like, the battles are super optional if you're very observant or if you're just into secrets, because the third room has a secret. Okay, so truthfully, I did walk into this thinking like, oh, you absolute fool. You have bug-type Pokemon, and I will decimate. But, I will say, to Julius's benefit, he is a really good bug-type trainer. And I wasn't expecting this much viability from bug-type Pokemon in general. Even though it was a sweep kind of, I still wasn't expecting that much utility being used from bug types. So I guess I can finally say, after 20 plus years of playing Pokemon, that I underestimated bug type Pokemon. And he tells us that we deserved the badge, and he's glad that we had that battle. And I agree. So we meet outside the gym with Evelyn and Luther. And basically we're just going over the whole thing that happened with the Diamond of Willpower, with the Azelf, and they have to figure out a plan. So the champion, being Luther, says he's going to venture off, and he gives us a Dynamax band and tells us about how they're not supposed to be used without power spots, but Team Cyclops ended up using it without a power spot, which is a pretty interesting mix to the Dynabands, and I don't know how they're going to work that in for our character. Now they have them starting off as if we're going to end up doing that, but nothing is really said at this point in time, but we're given cut, and I'm pretty happy about that because now I can cut my life into pieces. Moving on. I go back to that house again just to see if anything happens, and we just do a lot more exploring. You know, now that I have cut, I'm free to explore and do whatever I want to do, and just really take this game in for everything it has to offer. It's a gorgeous overhaul with the Pokemon engine and its custom maps, and everything has been working flawlessly up to this point, so I'm pretty thrilled about it. Now, we continue on, we cut a tree to get to a mountain, we meet with Flint, and he basically is like, hey, I'm ready to battle you. And, you know, as funny as that sounds, we're gonna wreck Flint, because it's what we do. We're like the big brother here. And sometimes as big brother, we just gotta let you know that we're still about it. You know what I mean? But I will say it was a fun battle. There were a few points in time where I did feel knocked off my game, and I'm like, okay, maybe things are serious here. So after the battle, we are met with the mysterious figure. It tells us that we have mysterious strength, and that we seek more power, that we should follow this mysterious figure. But, you know, that's not going to be this episode, everybody. We got to leave it on a massive cliffhanger. So, what we're going to do now is end the video. And with that, everybody, I want to thank you all for watching. You know, I appreciate you all so very much, and just thank you all from the bottom of my heart. And we will see you in the next one. 1K gang, let's go.